Hi guys, it's Ray here from Man City Fan TV. Well, what a game's just finished. Man City 9, Burton Albion 0. In the old days of the video print, if you remember that, they'd have to spell it out N-I-N-E. That's how many goals we scored, 9. We could have had 15 goals today. I mean, I think by the end I felt a bit sorry for Burton. They were tired legs. Crowd was baying for a bit of their blood when they wanted 10. There was screaming, "We want 10, we want 10." You know, what a game, eh? Where do we start? Let's start at the beginning. I think it was a real shame. There was apparently a couple of accidents on the M6, and a lot of the Burton coaches were very, very late for the start of the game. I really don't understand why they couldn't have, delayed kickoff just by 15 minutes. I mean, for a lot of those fans, I think they're bringing over 3,000 fans. For a lot of those fans, it could be the first and only time they ever see their team in such a position, a semi-final of a major cup tournament in England. And I'm sure there'll be some rubbish about safety or timing or some regulation that they couldn't delay the kickoff. I think they should have done that. I think it would have been a classy, sensible thing to do, because so many people, you feel really sorry for them. But that's the way it goes. Let's move on to starting lineup. As a lot of people predicted, Eric Garcia at the back today, Muric in goal, because Pep said he would be doing that. Zinchenko on the left, Otamendi there, Kyle Walker on the right, Fernandinho, much deserved rest, and Gundogan was in his place, KDB, Silva, and up front, Sane, Jesus and Mahrez. So pretty strong lineup. Aguero had the flu. I'm not sure he would have played or not, but he had the flu, so he didn't play. Wasn't even on the bench, and I don't think there's any other kids on the bench, or hardly anything. So we were going out like we should be doing, professionals, to put the game to bed, put the tie to bed if we could, and just let's go through some of the goals, because basically it was a goal fest. Every few minutes there was a goal. There was, that's usually what was happening. We were having chances and we were scoring goals. So Burton, I think they set up something like 4-5-1. And they didn't keep their forward too isolated, because Burton did have some chances, but it only took 5 minutes for City to score their first goal. They left David Silva with too much space and time. He crossed with his left foot. KDB strolled through their defence into the penalty area, and he just popped it in with his head. I think that's the commentator said that was his first headed goal for City, and it was so simple, so easy. 5 minutes gone. And Burton really did have a mountain to climb after only 5 minutes, because, I mean, let's be serious, people couldn't see them scoring one or two goals over the whole tie, and straight away they needed a goal just to get level. They did have their chances. I mean, they had a very, very good chance, I think, after 10 or 11 minutes, where they came down the left, created down there, and as we said many, many, many times this season, our fullbacks seem to come in with their man, or sometimes not with their man, but I think this time Zinchenko was with his man in the box, and their fullback, I think that his name was Harness, he came down their right, totally unmarked, totally free, acres of space. I mean, you've got to ask if Sane was supposed to be there, where was he, or if it was Mahrez, because they were switching wings from time to time. Who was supposed to be there? No idea, no one in sight, and really, the guy should have put it on target, and he hits it over. It wasn't calm enough, wasn't composed enough, and he hits it over the bar. It was good to see that Burton came to have a bit of a go whenever they could. They were always trying to be positive, even though they were, they were outclassed by City. Looking across the pitch, Sane's wing there's always a threat. You got David Silva, you got Sane, Zinchenko coming up as well. Always danger from that side. Mahrez, a couple of times he was offside, which was disappointing. I think Jesus as well. I mean, you guys, you can look across the line, you can see what's going on, and I think we should have really tried to play onside a little bit more. Then there was we were having a lot of obviously pressure and chances, a few passes across, nice crosses across the box into the 6-yard area, and at that moment you're thinking, yeah, we need Sergio. We need Sergio to steal in and score the goals, score the tap-ins, but we had no one really there. and that was a shame. It was, you know, we were creating chances, but we're just not sticking them away again. After 30 minutes, a great ball from Gundogan over the top. Sane came onto it from, he'd moved on to the right. He came on, got the ball. I think he chickened out a little bit when the goalkeeper came out. He prodded it towards the goal, and I think he should have been a bit braver. It rebounded off the keeper, and Gabi Jesus was the first one to really react, and he headed home at 2-0, and City were cruising already. 34 minutes, not much later, another great ball from Gundogan over the top to David Silva, who was just onside. I mean, they used VAR to have a look at this, and he squared it to Gabi Jesus, who slotted it home 3-0. And pretty much, I mean, at the time I said the game, not just the game is over, the tie is over. There's no way Burton were going to come back from this. And it really did look like, how many were City going to score, because, you know, it looked like there was going to be a hatful of goals this game. 36 minutes, only a couple of minutes later, and it was 4-0. Zinchenko, he tried to put, it looked like he was trying to put a cross in, a bit hurried because the defender was coming out, and I can't believe he meant this, and I don't think anybody can. And it just floated over the keeper into the corner, and you saw Zinchenko afterwards doing the basketball, you know, he's scoring a hoop there. But I don't think he really meant it. And so City went in at half-time 4-0, and he felt a bit sorry for Burton, because I don't think they'd been too bad, but they'd just been battered and cut open by, you know, the level that City are. I mean, City are 2 divisions above Burton. But I'll still give Burton credit, because every time they got the ball, they really tried to make something happen. They tried to come forward. They had a couple of half chances, especially that early one for Harness, who he should have scored. But they went in at 4-0, and, you know, you really thought if City wanted it, it was only going to go one way, and it was going to be an avalanche in the second half. So the second half started, Mara's offside again, Burton still trying, and then there was a great ball from David Silva down the right for Mahrez, and he crossed it in, pinpoint cross, right, nice and dinked up on the head of Gabi Jesus, who went in and put an easy header, really, I think it was, into the goal for his hat-trick. And the floodgates were opening now, and City were just like steaming forward, and it looked like we were going to score again and again and again. Then Phil Foden came on I think it was 57 minutes for Kevin De Bruyne. And 62 minutes, Gundogan passes to Foden. Foden passes back to Gundogan. He slots Jesus through. It was, I think, a poor shot from Jesus, in all honesty. Rebounded off the keeper. A bit of a scramble, and Foden came in and slotted it in. So at that stage, it was, you know, more than game over. We were starting to absolutely annihilate them, and it was already 6-0 just after 60 minutes. 63 minutes, should have been 7. Cut back from Leroy to David Silva, and David Silva, you know, you'd expect him to hit it on target, and he just blazed it over the bar. After 65 minutes, it was 7-0. A great ball over the top out wide to Leroy Sane, and he crossed it with the outside of his foot. He nutmegged the defender who was there, and Gabi Jesus just stole in and calmly flicks it into the net. 4th goal for Gabi, 7-0 to City. 66 minutes, Sane went off. You might think there's some respite for Burton. Bernardo Silva comes on. 69 minutes, Walker actually begins this move. He puts the ball out wide, left to Mahrez, and Mahrez passes it across the area. It comes back to Walker, and Walker adjusts his body brilliantly, because it's coming on his left side, and he opens his body up, and he puts it in with his right foot into the net, and it's 8-0. 74 minutes, Walker comes on. Walker comes off, Danilo comes on, and then Bernardo breaks away on the left. He crosses for Mahrez. Mahrez, on his second attempt, I think the first one was a bit feeble. He scores, puts it in the corner. Not a great attempt from the keeper. It's 9-0. And City pressed and pressed and pressed to score that 10th. It just wasn't there. All in all, you know, as I said earlier, you've got to feel sorry for Burton. I mean, they came, they tried their best, but they were outclassed. They're 2 divisions below City. City, I don't think we hit the heights. I mean, we didn't have to. Our, you know, players were so much better than Burton. I did feel sorry for them, because, you know, a lot of teams, you don't want them to get battered the way we were battering them. But it is what it is. I mean, we will go over there in a couple of weeks' time. game's over, tie's over. Pep can do whatever he likes with the team. It's a great opportunity to rest players, rest as many as he wants, to be honest. I think we can put our under-18s out and we won't be getting beat by 10 goals against Burton. You know, big up the crowd. I mean, I think it was tough without all the Burton fans, and I'm sure some City fans obviously coming up the M6. They either were late for the game or they missed the game. But, you know, the crowd, you know, put some good renditions of, I'm not one of my favourite songs, Ale Ale, and, you know, other City favourite songs. So the crowd weren't too bad, actually. And I think they were a bit noisier than normal and noisier than you'd expect with a game against Burton. And I just think it feels like it's a carryover from Liverpool, and they were pushing, especially towards the end when they were pushing for that 10th goal. The crowd were really buzzing. They were up for it and really pushing the lads on, and you can see the lads actually wanted to score. So, game's over, 9-0. We roll on. Gabby Jesus was the man of the match. We roll on to the next round, and we will be in the final. There's no question there. We can now focus on our next game, which is against Wolves at the Etihad Stadium next Monday night. And if you're around, guys, pop across to us at the Blue Moon Cafe. Come and say hi. You know, get your voices, your opinions across to other City fans. And, you know, if you're there, we'll have a great time, I'm sure. See you around, Blues.